Hey there, everyone. It's the author, and you're joining me for the Fast 15. As we normally do about this time, we take no more than about 15 minutes to kind of pause, check up, check in, enjoy a note from any of the books or audio books, and then close out with some updates and things along those lines and get you going. As we all know, when life is lifing, sometimes, you're going through an interesting time, and that's an understatement. And sometimes you can't wait until the end of the day or the beginning of the next day for that moment to kind of pause, reboot, reset, and go about your day. So hopefully this time allows you that opportunity. It does for me, so I hope it does for you. Make sure to stay connected with me, of course. Uh, Make sure to like, share, all that type of thing, and just keep each other encouraged because we know, sometimes things are not all that great, and we need that reminder that, our breakthrough really is coming. It really is. So, before we dive into our topic for the day, again, just like I always do as a reminder, if there's anyone that's watching that's going through a troubling time, whatever that may be, know that there are people who are actually hoping that you pull through. We know that there's some people that are going to speak negatively and not wish you well and things along those lines. But even though there's some who think that way, I don't think everybody thinks that way. And so if that sounds like you or someone you know who's going through it or going through, a life moment a little bit more severe than normal, take the time you need to kind of pause, refresh. If what you're going through requires professional help and you have access to it, please do so. If not, just I start identifying what are things that are going to help put you in a better space, but not be so destructive or negative or adversarial or anything along those lines. So we definitely, are hoping that for people. On the flip side, there are some people who are doing well, people who are coming out of the storm, they are experiencing some positive things. They're feeling better about themselves. They're feeling less clouded and more clear. They're feeling less hurt and more healed. So if that sounds like you or someone congratulations. Take time that you need to kind of pause and celebrate, feed off the positive energy and use that as a springboard for what's next. Because we just don't know what life is going to throw at us. So those are, just words of reminder and encouragement for everyone out there. So we're going to go ahead and pivot to our topic from the day. And it's going to come from the newest book, 8 Months of Mercy. So when you get a chance, make sure to order it online, and we'll be adding, additional bookstores where you'll be able to pick that up. And basically, it's a poetic retelling of life. And some of it is, going through some positive times. Some of it's going through some negative times. But sometimes through the lens of poetry can be a little bit more powerful. So I want to read this opening that helps set the tone. My hope is this snapshot allows others to do better in decompressing, opening the lines of communication, and reducing their stress a little bit from day to day. Just know that there may be a few setbacks and delays, let alone times when you aren't exactly feeling your best, let alone feeling those around you. That's when you need to take a moment to slow things down and be reminded you're still here and potentially something greater is around the corner or in the midst. It's a life lesson, myself included, that we can all be reminded of. Again, we hear it all the time. Life is lifing, the rough side of the mountain, all these adages regarding life. And sometimes it is a very challenging life to live. Some storms take a little bit longer to weather. They really do. And sometimes you wonder if you're ever going to get through it at all. But then you have to be reminded of what you have been led through and leaning on that. And to a degree, sometimes you can't lean to your own understanding. Why is this happening? Why is that happening? But that's where you still have to take moments to slow it down, pause, reboot, reconfigure, look at things one day at a time, one way at a time. And all of us have to be reminded of it, whether it's things that you're going through, things that friends, family, me, you, whatever. It's just a reminder that it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. How you get to that okay moment is different for everybody. The time frame is going to be different for everybody, but at some point you have to believe you're going to get there. So even when you get reminders of, mistakes you've made or things along those lines, just pause to slow things down and then regroup and then revisit. So that's part of the message of 8 Months of Mercy. Don't get me wrong, there's some very positive stories in here, but there's some other messages just balancing it out. So again, right now you can get a copy at the Book House in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. I'll be rolling it out to a few more bookstores. For those of you that order online, it is available in ebook and paperback. So you can order on Amazon as well as Barnes & Noble. Okay, so just a couple of quick announcements leading into stuff. This coming Saturday, September 13th, 12 to 5 p.m. at Greenville Tech in Greenville, South Carolina. I'll be one of the participating authors for the Carolinas International Book Fair. Looking forward to that opportunity. So if you're in the upstate, Greenville, Spartanburg, Greer, Malden, some of the surrounding areas, come on out, bring a friend. And then stop by my section. I'll have all the books available. So definitely make sure to come, meet, greet, all that. See which one or ones are fit for you and go from there. That's the biggest thing that'll be coming up this month on the writing end. And we'll have some stuff coming up next month. Right now, it looks like Nubian Bookstore. Well, it's definitely going to be Nubian Bookstore the third Saturday of October. That should be October 18th. And there should be something with the Inspire Author Series, which will be taking place in Winder, Georgia. I want to say October 23rd. But we'll keep you posted on those October dates. And there's more dates coming. Shouts to every bookstore, book club, reader, book festival, special event, and more that's been supportive of me. I really appreciate it. And your support does not go unnoticed. Again, with our bookstores, please make sure to connect with our independent bookstores. If you're a subscriber to the newsletter, you have the listing of all the independent bookstores in different venues where you can pick up signed copies of the book. But let's make sure to support them because they do a tremendous job of supporting fellow authors and engagement and all that type of thing. So let's make sure that we're doing that. Trying to see if there's really anything else as we're just really enjoying the day, enjoying the weather, working hard, trying to work a little bit smarter, all those types of things. And I hope, that you and others do get encouraged by what's going on, when we do our chat. Sometimes the topics are tough and they're not always easy, but hey, that's part of the process. It is. It's part of the process. And again, for those of you that are weathering storms, just continue to weather as best as possible. It's okay to have a hiccup if you have to cry, if you have to withdraw for a little bit verbally. You might use some 4-letter words or whatnot. And sometimes you have to do that to get things out of your system and then come back and see things for what they are. So hopefully this is a chance for you and others to kind of pause and reboot and reset. So I guess that's pretty much it. But until next time, seriously, all of you take very good care. Be encouraged. And like I said, whether small or big, a victory is a victory. Whether slow or swift, movement is movement. Keep it victorious. Keep it moving. Again, all of you take good care. Look forward to seeing you all real soon.